Welcome to my session, Accelerate Your Workflow Projects with Predefined Content. My name is Thomas Vollmering, and I'm the product manager for Workflow at SAP. Best run businesses are intelligent enterprises. They apply technologies within agile, efficient, and integrated business processes. And intelligent enterprises do not operate in a silo. The SAP Business Network enables customers to transform disconnected supply chains. SAP solutions for sustainability help them understand and manage their impact on people and the environment. SAP helps companies become intelligent enterprises by enabling customers to discover and deploy vertical solutions in order to apply industry best practices and extend current business processes, and by helping to manage every part of the organization: employees, customers, products, spend, finance, and IT. The SAP Business Technology Platform is the foundation of the intelligent, sustainable enterprise. It is essential to have one unified technology platform as the foundation of the intelligent enterprise, ensuring that business applications are integrated, can talk to each other, and be easily built and extended. Today, I will talk about the role of workflow and process automation in the SAP strategy for the intelligent enterprise. So let me now share with you the agenda for my presentation today. I will introduce you to workflow management, highlighting driving forces and relevance of workflow for the intelligent enterprise, and the road ahead from workflow management to process automation. I will talk about live process content packages, how to build, discover, configure, and run workflow content, and show you a comprehensive demo. Last but not least, I will share with you the exciting path ahead to SAP process automation, the evolution of SAP workflow management. As your organizations are transforming their core enterprise business processes, workflows as process automations are key components of extensibility of end-to-end business processes. SAP's value proposition is to deliver out-of-the-box extensible LOB workflows with a citizen developer experience, enabling process transformation from both process as well as customer insights, and with pre-built business content. Now you might say, hey, we have standardized with SAP all our business processes. And yes, that is exactly the DNA of SAP, standard business process applications. We've seen over the last decade that there's a growing need to automate these non-standard workflows that you see here on the slide, these custom-specific implementations with a lot of variation across all lines of businesses. And though these scenarios may only account for 20% in the end-to-end business, not handling them well might add up to 80% of the overall process cost. And when we talk about workflows, what do we really mean with that? First, there are the embedded application workflows, the ones that SAP ships with our business applications. This is our home turf. Second, there are the extension workflows, where you as a customer want to add additional steps as multi-step approval, for instance, where the application does not deliver this in standard. Then there's the growing need to control how work flows across business applications, people and organizations, for instance, in a lead-to-order scenario. All these scenarios SAP covers with a comprehensive cloud service offering called SAP Workflow Management today. To digitize workflows, manage decision logic as business rules with process visibility and embedded intelligence. We already today integrate these offerings with SAP Intelligent Robotic Process Automation to extend the coverage of process automation solutions from standard workflows to task automations with robots. In the second part of the presentation, I will talk about how we evolve this portfolio even further, going forward to the SAP Process Automation Suite. Let us at first have a look at the business content that we call live processes. In several hundreds of workflow projects, my team at SAP has learned what it takes to build workflow management applications. Though the tools and technology have evolved over more than 20 years at SAP, we have learned that, especially for cross-LOB workflows, we need to manage the semantic access to business data and application services. Be it data model and vocabulary definitions that are used in user interfaces and business rules, or integration technology to extend the process to non-SAP applications. And we decided to ship pre-built workflow content solutions, leveraging SAP's rich industry and business process LOB expertise. And consuming this kind of content shall be simple and not require weeks of hard project and implementation work. Configuration of workflows needs to be ready-made for LOB experts and citizen developers. So we ship this content as upgrade safe with pre-built integrations to business application, their data and events, and you can discover them in the SAP API Business Hub. You can import them in your own workspace, and then you can configure workflow variants, user interfaces, business rules as decisions, and a full-fledged visibility dashboard activate and run without the help of IT. Here's the list of some of the approximately 50 packages that we have shipped so far, and the list is growing rapidly as we have been enabling our SAP partner ecosystem to contribute with their own solutions. In an outside-in approach, we have asked our customers and partners about the specific needs they have for live process content. And let me highlight one very interesting solution area that's not new to us, where we have seen high demand: extending SAP S/4HANA sales and procurement. Customers can start with the workflow content package to approve sales orders. And then they can consume as well other relevant content packages, like approval of blocked sales orders or sales quotations or credit memo requests. With this approach, the improvement of a single problem can grow into a true solution. Let us now check out how this looks like in action for sales order approvals. My colleague Nele will give you a demo.
Hello, I am Nele and I'm a business process expert within my organization. Let's browse the SAP API Business Hub for the available live process content of workflow management. I want to take a look at all available content packages. I can sort them alphabetically or take a look at recently updated content. Today, I'm especially interested in how to improve the handling of invoices without purchase orders. So let's directly add this to my personal workspace in the API Business Hub. Managing the approval of sales orders is a pressing problem within my organization. This is an extension package on S/4HANA Cloud and on-premise. There are several documents that help me configure the process. Let's discover the default variant and its process steps that are shipped as pre-built content. The package also includes a pre-configured process visibility dashboard, business rules as policies for the approval decisions and validation, as well as all necessary vocabulary definitions. I want to use this great content and decide to add it to my workspace. Let's look at the Process Flexibility Cockpit, the process workspace of SAP Workflow Management. Both packages have been added to my workspace. I navigate to the Process Hub to check out the available content packages once again. Perfect. The package Manage Sales Orders has been imported. I can configure the process with the help of these 4 tiles. I start with Manage Process Variants, a no-code workflow and process variant configuration tool. There are 2 variants available for me. I can see the start conditions of the variants. Sales orders above $500 have to go through a 2-step approval. Sales orders below that get approved automatically. I can create a new process variant in which the default process steps are available for me for configuration. Let's name it High Net Amount and create a new variant. I click on Edit and start the Manage Process Variant Editor. I configure the variant for my needs by simply dragging and dropping the pre-built process steps into the editor. Let's say I need several approvals here. One review as a parallel step and several sequential approvals. I can then configure the role assignments and business logic as start and step conditions. For demonstration purposes, I will move over to the pre-built two-step approval variant. Let's configure additional start conditions for the variant managing sales orders over $500. I take a closer look at the step conditions for the parallel review of the Team Ops Manager. This step is started specifically for standard orders and for the specific sales order party in the US sales organization. I can add more or alternative conditions. Also notice that this business data is coming directly from S/4HANA as vocabulary. The sales order validation step is very important for this process variant, as we plan to automatically extract data from incoming customer mails attachments, like spreadsheets for example, and leverage an RPA bot for this. Business rules are used for this purpose. Let's check out the Manage Decisions tile in my application so I can show you how to configure this business logic. I select the sales order validation rules in the decision diagram. This decision table implements rules for validation based on key attributes that are part of the shipped S/4HANA vocabulary. Let's take a closer look at the configuration of the process visibility scenario. Multiple process participants can be configured into one process visibility dashboard. In my case, this includes the approval workflow, the S/4HANA backend system and its business events, as well as a Qualtrics survey to capture customer sentiments directly into the dashboard. Let's look at the default state definition for open, completed, and abruptly ended now. The definition of status contains the threshold definition and target value. I can also look at the attribute configuration and the process performance indicators and manage their visual representation in the dashboard. Everything I showed you comes pretty much pre-built out of the box, but I can add additional logic or change the configuration to my needs. After successfully configuring and publishing the process to my Fiori Launchpad or SAP Workzone, let me show you the visibility dashboard in action. The dashboard provides real-time information about all sales orders that are currently in approval, the NPS score from Qualtrics, and the sentiments attached to that. I explore the path analysis of the approval. Although the approvals have been granted in time, the order hasn't been created in the back-end system. I can trigger additional actions in this process. Let's check a specific sales order now. For this one, a customer has already contacted me and we received a bad feedback on the cycle time. Let me search for sales order 3332. Everything looks fine for me, since the expected circle time is 6 days and we are only 2 days into the process. However, it seems like the local manager hasn't approved yet, even though the automatic business validation had already taken place. Let's see how we can further improve the process. We are now in SAP Workzone. Besides my tasks, I see workflow variants extending sales order management in SAP S/4HANA, information about open instances, customer sentiments, and that we use an RPA bot to automate the creation of sales orders. Let's look at the RPA bot leveraging document information extraction. The bot automatically extracts data from spreadsheets sent via email and triggers the creation of sales orders. Here you can see how to configure the creation of sales orders via the bot in a no-code environment. Additionally, I will configure workflow intelligence to get automatic recommendations into my work items. Creating a scenario only takes 4 steps. I click on Create to start. Step 1. I enter the name of the scenario, the workflow ID and the task ID. Step 2. I enter the decision criteria, the information which was used by a user to take the decision historically. Technically, these are attributes of the workflow context. Step 3. I configure the interpretation of values stored in the decision. Step 4. I want to keep the workflow intelligence scenario up to date by retraining it for every X number of workflows completed. Finally, I can review my input and save and start the training. I have implemented a scenario before, which is already active. Retraining happens every 1000 records. The accuracy is at roughly 82%. That's really good for such a scenario. I'm going to remove the parallel review steps from the process variant, as we now introduce machine learning-based confidence levels to the workflow approvals. Let me show you the process in action now. I will manually trigger the bot to create sales orders from the spreadsheet automatically. For the demo, I will trigger the bot in an attended interactive mode. In the final implementation, this will be used unattended. I refresh the screen. All the orders have been created automatically. You can tell by looking at the customer reference numbers. Remember order 3332? Let's take a look. As I navigate in S/4HANA into the order detail, I see that it is still in approval. I navigate to my inbox and take a look at the work item from the workflow. I can see the confidence level and attached influencing factors here. As Thomas, the local manager, I will approve the order. Now, Connie, the sales manager, can approve as well, which she does. If I check the S/4HANA system in the backend now, I can see that the sales order has been approved successfully. How is it built underneath? Firstly, I'll show you the low-code workflow editor in the SAP Business Application Studio. The workflow editor is a full-fledged BPMN 2.0 workflow modeling environment. It features all you need to implement comprehensive workflows. Events, tasks, gateways, or inline in the process modeling experience. You can add intermediate timer or escalation events, for example, or model reference sub-processes for more complex workflow requirements. The user interface assignment, be it a simple form, an SAP UI5 application UI, or a Fiori Elements user interface, lies directly in the workflow definition. This is the form you have seen earlier in the demo. Every workflow component is assembled into the default template as such a process step, with the configuration of process context for data mapping and for the process attributes you have seen in process visibility. 3 process steps have been brought together into the template: the approval, the automatic update, and the validation. On the general screen of the template, you can find the vocabulary configuration to assign the business rules project to the process variant configuration. A professional or citizen developer can see the end result of the default process variant directly within the SAP Business Application Studio. The validation process step is implemented as an unattended workflow to apply technical authorization as well as the business validation rules.
Excellent, Nele. This was a great demo. So let me now take you through some of the next steps and exciting news we want to share with you this TechEd season. SAP provides a unified low-code, no-code offering for professionals and citizen developers to enable low-code application composition, process automation, and digital experience. Citizen developers are key to enabling business growth in a company. They can solve challenges quickly, leveraging business expertise to reduce burden on IT and reduce cost. But even beyond that, think about it, whether it is a professional, a citizen developer, or a business user. With our offering, we enable everybody in a company to become a champion of change. SAP offers several powerful low-code, no-code tools. For low-code, no-code application composition, we launched SAP AppGyver, and new functionalities in SAP Business Application Studio to enable the entire developer continuum to accelerate application development. SAP AppGyver allows citizen developers to build highly sophisticated standalone applications or extensions without writing a single line of code. With SAP Business Application Studio, we deliver a simplified application development journey also to the professional developer with a low-code perspective. In the area of digital experience, we are offering SAP WorkZone, SAP Launchpad service, and SAP Mobile Start to drive employee productivity and make newly built apps available to everyone in the company. For process automation, we are offering SAP Workflow Management and SAP Intelligent Robotic Process Automation, enabling citizen developers to easily build workflows and to automate tasks. On top of that, we now launch SAP Process Automation to bring no-code process automation to the next level. SAP Process Automation is currently available for co-innovation partners in a beta, and GA is planned for early 2022 in Q1. So what does this really mean? SAP Process Automation is the evolution of SAP Workflow Management and Intelligent Robotic Process Automation. It provides a new citizen automation user experience with a new process builder and a forms editor. And it leverages all advanced workflow management capabilities as business rules, process visibility, and process flexibility. It embeds RPA capabilities to combine bot automations and workflows in one experience. Content and reusable artifacts as live process content and bot templates are fully available. And of course, the unified Launchpad and Task Center across application composition and automations. So in essence, we are adding a citizen automation experience next to the expert experience on top of one powerful workflow engine. And we're leveraging business rules capabilities as well, embedded in the citizen automation experience. Another highlight is intelligence. You've seen already some of our AI-based capabilities in the demo. And we will continue to expand these capabilities for LOB experts, for assisted decisions and other use cases, such as anomaly detection, cycle time predictions, and all of that with the promise of trustworthy AI, with explainability, privacy, data governance, and transparency. This means that you can build workflows and automations as an LOB expert or citizen developer. And you leverage AI for recommended actions with data attribute recommendations, as well as document information extraction and classification to classify and route business documents to the right process, extract data and create records like a sales order, as you've seen in the demo before. And all of that without any data science experience or IT background. So how to get started? Well, join our SAP communities for SAP Workflow Management and SAP Intelligent Robotic Process Automation. And learn more about SAP Process Automation following this QR code. Please also have a look at these related TechEd sessions, specifically INT 261, to learn how to automate a capital expenditure, a CapEx process with workflow and RPA. Or DEF 164 to develop, configure, and provision application workflows and content. I also highly recommend the other sessions for digital experience, low-code, no-code application development, and the exciting Channel 1 with strategy sessions on how to accelerate application development and process automation with low-code, no-code, and Enterprise AI, make your own business intelligent. Here are some other great learning offerings to complement your conference. You can prepare for a certification in SAP Business Technology Platform with free SAP learning journeys and live learning sessions led by SAP experts. Save with an exclusive SAP TechEd certification offer. Follow learning recommendations for selected sessions to continue skill building, and network in a moderated SAP learning group to get your learning questions answered. Find all this great content at learning.sap.com/teched. Thank you for attending this session. Goodbye. Hope to see you soon.